Numerous scientific studies have been devoted to the problem of the origin of the word Baikal, which indicates a lack of clarity in this matter. There are about a dozen possible explanations for the origin of the name. Among them, the most likely version is considered to be the origin of the name of the lake from the Turkic-speaking Baikal, rich lake. Of the other versions, two more can be noted, from the Mongolian Baikal, a rich fire, and Baikal Dali, a large lake. The peoples who lived on the shores of the lake called Baikal in their own way. The Evenks, for example, are Lamu, the Buryats are Baikal Nour, even the Chinese had a name for Baikal, Beihai, the North Sea. The Evenk name Lamu Sea was used for several years by the first Russian explorers in the 17th century, then they switched to the Buryat Baikal, by phonetic substitution softening the letter G a little. Quite often Baikal is called the sea, just out of respect, for its violent temper, for the fact that the distant opposite shore often hides somewhere in the haze. At the same time, a small sea and a large sea are distinguished. The small sea is what is located between the northern coast of Vulcan and the mainland, everything else is the big sea. Geographical location and dimensions of the basin. Baikal is located in the center of Asia, in Russia, on the border of the Irkutsk region and the Republic of Buryatia. The lake stretches from north to southwest for 636 kilometers in the form of a giant crescent. The width of Lake Baikal ranges from 25 to 80 kilometers. The water surface area is 31,722 square kilometers, excluding islands, which is approximately equal to the area of countries such as Belgium, the Netherlands or Denmark. By the area of the water mirror, Baikal ranks 6th among the largest lakes in the world. The length of the coastline is 2,100 kilometers. The lake is located in a kind of hollow, surrounded on all sides by mountain ranges and hills. At the same time, the western coast is rocky and steep, the relief of the eastern coast is more gentle, in places the mountains recede from the coast for tens of kilometers. Depths. The maximum depth of the lake, 1,637 meters, was discovered in 1983 by L.G. Kalatylo and A.I. Selimov during the hydrographic work by the expedition of the Gunyo of the Ministry of Defense of the USSR. The maximum depth was mapped in 1992, and confirmed in 2002 as a result of a joint Belgian-Spanish-Russian project to create a new bathymetric map of Lake Baikal, when depths were digitized at 1,312,788 points in the lake's water area. Depth values were obtained as a result of recomputation of acoustic sounding data combined with additional bathymetric information, including echolocation and seismic profiling. One of the authors of the discovery of the maximum depth, L.G. Kalatylo, was a participant in this project. If we take into account that the water surface of the lake is located at an altitude of 455.5 meters above sea level, then the lower point of the basin lies 1,186.5 meters below the level of the world ocean, which makes the Baikal Basin also the deepest continental depression. The average depth of the lake is also very large, 744.4 meters. It exceeds the maximum depths of many very deep lakes. Water volume. The water reserves in Lake Baikal are gigantic, 23,615,390 cubic kilometers, about 19% of the world's freshwater reserves. 123,000 cubic kilometer of water is contained in all fresh lakes of the world. In terms of water reserves, Baikal ranks second in the world among lakes, second only to the Caspian Sea, but the water in the Caspian Sea is salty. There is more water in Baikal than in all 5 Great Lakes combined, and 25 times more than in Lake Ladoga. Tributaries and outflow. 336 rivers and streams flow into Baikal, but this number takes into account only permanent tributaries. The largest of them are Salenka, Verkhnaya Angara, Barguzin, Turka, Sneznaya, Sarma. One river flows out of the lake, the Angara. The main properties of Baikal water can be briefly described as follows. There are very few dissolved and suspended minerals in it, negligible organic impurities, a lot of oxygen. The temperature of the surface layers of water in Lake Baikal in summer is +8, +9 degrees Celsius, and in some bays +15 degrees Celsius. The temperature of the deep layers is about +4 degrees Celsius. The water in the lake is so transparent that individual stones and various objects can be seen at a depth of 40 meters. At this time, Baikal water is blue. In summer and autumn, when a mass of plant and animal organisms develops in the sun-warmed water, its transparency decreases to 8 to 10 meters and the color becomes blue-green and green. The purest and most transparent water of Lake Baikal contains so few mineral salts, 100 mg/L, that it can be used instead of distilled. Islands and peninsulas. There are 27 islands on Lake Baikal, Ushkini Islands, Yarki Island and others. The largest of them is Ulkan, 730 square kilometers. The largest peninsula is Holy Nose. The lake is located in a kind of hollow, surrounded on all sides by mountain ranges and hills. At the same time, the western coast is rocky and steep. The relief of the eastern coast is more gentle. In places the mountains recede from the coast for tens of kilometers. Seismic activity. The Baikal region, the so-called Baikal Rift Zone, belongs to the territories with high seismicity. Earthquakes regularly occur here, the strength of most of which is 1 or 2 points on the MSK 64 intensity scale. However, strong ones also happen, so in 1862, with a 10-point Kudaran earthquake in the northern part of the Selenga Delta, a land area of 200 square kilometers with 6 houses, in which 1,300 people lived, went underwater, and a sinkhole bay was formed. Strong earthquakes were also noted in 1903, Baikal, 1950. Mendinsko, 1957, Mursk, 1959, Srednebaikalsko. The epicenter of the Srednebaikal earthquake was located at the bottom of Lake Baikal near the village of Sukhaya, southeastern coast. His strength reached 9 points. In Ulan-Ude and Irkutsk, the force of the main shock reached 5 to 6 points. Cracks and minor damage were observed in buildings and structures. Climatic characteristics. In terms of the number of hours of sunshine, Baikal is richer than the neighboring territories of Siberia and even some western and southern regions of the country. In the north of the Baikal Depression, Nizhny-Angarsk, 1948 hours per year, in the south of the lake, Babushkin, and in the middle part, Clare, 2,100 and 2,277, and on the Riga seashore, located at the same latitude, an average of 1839 hours per year, in Abastamani in the Caucasus, 1994. The average annual air temperature in the depressions of the lake is distributed as follows: in the southern basin -0.7 C, in the middle -1.6 C, in the north -3.6 C. The water temperature in the surface layer varies from +14, +15 C, in August, to 0 C, in December to January. In coastal areas, during surges, the temperature can reach +16, +17 C, mainly under the eastern shore. In shallow basin soares, it rises in summer to +22, +23 C. On average, the freezing of Lake Baikal begins on December 21st, and ends on January 16th. It takes about a month to completely freeze. From the beginning of the destruction of the ice cover in the southern basin, which occurs in April, to the complete purification of the entire reservoir in May to June, it also lasts about a month or more. Precipitation falls most on the Kamar-Daban coast, about 800 mm a year or more, as well as in the mountains, from 1,200 to 1,400 m, least of all, on the islands of Ulkan and Ushkini, on the small sea coast of the lake and on the middle section of the western and eastern coasts. On average, 160 to 300 mm of precipitation falls here per year. Flora. The Baikal Mountains are mostly covered with dense, mainly coniferous forest. Here grow large pine, spruce, fir, cedar, birch, and along the banks of small rivers, balsamic poplars, low alder, bird cherry and currant bushes. From the breed of small shrubs, you can often find the Siberian Baikalnik, Rhododendron dahuricum. In general, it should be noted that the Baikal flora is very rich and diverse. In Baikal itself, a special kind of coral grows, called by locals a sea sponge, which is soft in the water, but hardens in the air. In the middle of summer, fibrous slimy plants appear in the water near the shores of Lake Baikal. In July, the water of Lake Baikal blooms, namely, its surface is colored by the yellow fruitful dust of coniferous trees falling on it. Fauna. In the forests of Lake Baikal there are many animals that are hunted by local residents, such as bear, wolf, fox, hare, wolverine, ferret, ptarmigan, ermine, squirrel, izubra, musk deer, elk, wild boar, lynx, marmot, sable and wild goat. In addition to ordinary forest birds, there are a lot of fishing seabirds on Lake Baikal, since Lake Baikal is rich in fish. Among them, the black cormorant, which destroys a large number of fish. It is followed by the white-headed golden eagle and gulls, Swans and ducks are found not only in summer, but even in winter on the Polynyas, when Angara leaves Lake Baikal. Of the marine animals found in Lake Baikal, only one seal, known to Siberians under the name seal. Fishing on them belongs to an important help for the inhabitants, especially the Buryats. They shoot them all year round, but mainly in spring and winter, when they go out on the ice to bask in the sun. At the same time, industrialists arrange a sail on a sledge and, being covered by it, approach the seals located on the ice for a rifle shot, which take the sail for a vertically standing ice floe. This fishing is not safe. The seal chews through special moves and the ice flows for itself, and woe to the person caught in such a move, he inevitably slides under the ice. The best time for seal fishing is April. In winter they disperse to places where there are polynyas.